Alright, Travis Wingood Cell. The expected news is coming out now, a little early than the doctor experts were predicting. So, again, they're trying to be deceptive by giving hope. Just tell it like it is, guys. Don't mask it and cover it up. That's what got us into this trouble in the first place with coronavirus. Because states such as Utah wanted to prove that President Russell M. Nelson's coronavirus miracle fast cure was effective and successful, Herbert was purposely covering up the actual numbers that should be reported for Utah, and not only did the federal government not give enough testing supplies to Utah, but Utah never follows the federal government anyway. If Herbert wanted testing supplies, he would have hired a private contractor to make testing supplies, which, wait a minute, he did. Oh, wait a minute, it was a scam operation that got busted on Rachel Maddow's show last week. So, yeah, it's his opening and others opening on the 1st of May, the anniversary of the Illuminati, so why not open and show our devotion to the Illuminati that is destroying the world, as they planned so long ago that Joseph Smith Sr. put a stop to. And then wrote the Book of Mormon as a warning that they were going to come back. But Mormons didn't listen, did they? And so now the consequences follow. You did what is wrong, let the consequences follow. Alrighty, so anyway, yeah, people are getting sick by the thousands. Utah, for example, had a bad day the past 40 or 24 hours. If you don't know, Utah reports on a website, the government website, the number totals for each day, and I've been tracking them every single day. So, yeah, at 1 p.m., when they updated for the previous day's numbers, it's bad. We are not slowing down, and in fact, it looks like we're now speeding up since May 1st. What a surprise. What a shock. And so, another thing that's hitting the news, Chris Hayes did it yesterday. He was showing how people were shopping prior to coronavirus, and it showed that right before states were sending people home, people were already doing it themselves. So, yay, good for you guys. And it showed that despite Trump saying, get back to work, since May 1st, it barely took off. People are staying home for the most part. Utah, no. But other places around the nation, yeah, they're the smart ones. Utah, dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. South Park episode about Joseph Smith. And so, what's happening is that with people staying home and not going out shopping, what is being shopped for is what I call selective shopping, where certain items that are deemed necessary are chosen over what we normally would do and buy for when there is no crisis, no emergency, no national disaster, etc. These are your more decorative goods and services. They have noticed that people are buying sweats rather than pants. I mean, I can understand. I wear shorts all day, but I wear pants when I go out. There's no way I'm going to show off my legs anymore. I did it in high school for basketball, but I'll do it for swimming, but I prefer my own swimming pool and my own house. But anyway, people are selective shopping. Now, what happens as we go month after month after month of selective shopping? The news is already reporting a deflation in prices of the unwanted goods. And though it may seem great, the problem is that with nobody buying those goods, even as they lower the prices to the minimum amount that they can afford and still make something off of it, they have to stop making the product. They can't make those products anymore. And what happens then is three things. One, they stop the production of those goods, and two, they lay off workers. If you're not making those goods, you don't need those workers anymore, and so you end up laying off the workers making those products. And then if the business relies on the products that are being stopped and they're laying off the workers, the business closes also. And so we're going to see major unemployment still. This is the consequences, guys. I've been doing these videos. I've been telling you about this. I've been warning you ahead of time. America is about to be destroyed, and now here it is. And the facts are that people are staying at home, but we're just letting America get destroyed in the process. Nobody's stepping up to say, hey, wait a minute. No, let's not destroy America. We need to have a new nation. Because this depression, and I think we can safely call it a depression rather than a recession, it's going to continue if nobody stops the president. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Remember Bush? Remember that spiral he took the whole world down with him with in 2008? That I myself predicted with the lawsuit I filed against the church in the state of Utah back in 2008. And it happened right after they turned it around to have me disappeared from society. But yeah, I put in there that the state of Utah, as well as the federal government under Bush, was economically destroying America, and I was witnessing as a postal worker an imminent collapse of the economy. Sure enough, I was disappeared, economy collapsed. Right after I file a lawsuit. I file my lawsuit again against the church, having found that the church was paying the person that had me disappeared back in the 2008 case. And what happens then? After I sue the church, the economy collapses again. You'd think people would learn not to have me disappeared or punish me after I file a lawsuit. You'd think they'd want to settle. I guess not. But yeah, the judge fled on that case. Her last day, because she was fired, was the 30th of April, and she just fled. Didn't render a verdict one way or the other. I won the case. The church lawyers were in default. They failed to file. They were 24 days late. And they still won't post on the docket online that I had filed the default. that I had filed my response motion, having not even received their motion to dismiss that they eventually filed 24 days late. And so I filed saying, hey, they're in default. Final judgment, please. Nope, she left. And so I don't think you guys are fully grasping the urgency. You can't just stay home. And yet we have to stay home, because if we go out in groups, we're going to get destroyed one way or the other, aren't we? They trapped us. We put a king on the throne, and that's it. It's all over. I mean, do I need to read Mosiah 29 for you guys again? Mosiah 29. He's talking about giving up his kingdom because his son, the birthright blessing son, oh, I've got to sneeze. Oh, no. His birthright blessing son says, nah, I don't want it. I don't want to be king. I want to be a drama queen, Dad. I think there's a movie about that. I can't remember where I would have seen it. It's obviously a British comedy, like Monty Python or something, but I can't for the life of me remember it. Almost, yeah, Braveheart. That's close, because the heir to the throne is gay, and so he doesn't want to have sex with his queen, or his. So, Dad throws out the lover guy out the window, and good old Mel Gibson impregnates the queen anyway, and so the queen gets revenge on the king by whispering in his ear upon his deathbed, as William Morgan is freedom. That's a sad part, though, because he sees his dead wife, who he had to marry in secret. So that's a little tough for me to watch. But yeah, we're heading for a complete and utter destruction of America. They're purposely doing that to cause a survival of the fittest. If you remember the 2008 situation, bailouts had to be done. And so Obama, what he did to save America was increase the national debt, skyrocketed it. And that's how much of a bailout was needed from the damage that Bush caused. Was to send us, I think it was up to 19 trillion was what Obama eventually got us to finally restore America sufficiently enough before Trump then came in and has just tanked it again. Because under Trump, we're over 25 trillion in debt. 25 trillion. You can go to the national debt clock online, and you can watch it in real time as it just goes spinning up the numbers. It's really cool to watch, but kind of horrific. But that's just the beginning of the first bailout. Put us over 25 trillion. And so with each successive billion, or how much was it? Was it trillion or billion? I think it was just billion. But the bailouts to the businesses, they keep having to bail out businesses and businesses. Whereas Dick Cheney was trying to say, hey, just let the car industry collapse. I haven't seen that movie yet about Dick Cheney, but I need to watch that. I mean, my hell, that's what they want. They want a survival of the fittest economy, where it's just total chaos. People killing each other to try to get ahead, stealing, all sorts of stuff just to survive. And whoever comes out on top is the victor. And they, the rich, get to sit back and watch it. Literally. They have security cameras all over the world. They can just sit back on their couch and watch whichever security camera in which country or state and city and neighborhood they want. And they've already been working on the facial recognition, as China already has that system. But yeah, we are literally their entertainment while they punish us for our lavish lifestyles of decorative shopping. And by decorative shopping, I mean, you know, when you buy furniture, you buy matching colored furniture, not just the furniture itself, but it matches the paint on the house walls. Women know what I'm talking about. I took an interior design class at Rick's, was the only guy in class. The teacher thought that that was awesome for me, but it wasn't awesome for me because all the women stayed away, because I was the only guy. But I aced the class and then slept through the final exam and thus flunked it. So yeah, I didn't care about schooling at that point in time. I mean, I don't think people fully grasp it. Going to school right now, even if it's online, a waste of your time. You have to think in the terms of what our society and economy are changing into. And that's going to help you realize what you need to actually learn to do. And there's not going to be much, because businesses are gone. I mean, you thought that losing Mervyn's, Kmart, Sears, you thought that was bad enough? I mean, we're already losing small businesses already, and the big ones are gonna soon follow. I mean, Amazon, of all businesses. I've been trying to tell you guys that Bezos did not design Amazon very well. He's just in it for the money. And if you're just in it for the money, it will eventually collapse. And sure enough, because of his abusive slave treatment of the workers, forcing them back to work under unsafe conditions, even though he has a facial recognition temperature gauge. I saw that on 60 Minutes Sunday. But still, you can't treat people like that, the way he treats them. We are literally looking at a complete and utter collapse. And I was worried about that because I saw with Walmart how Walmart would go into a town and close down all the small businesses in the area because Walmart's prices the small businesses couldn't compete with. And then Amazon comes along and now Walmart finally suffers. But Amazon is online. So Walmart tried to do online, but they still can't compete against Amazon. But Amazon now is hurting because of his poor design of the whole company and the way he runs it and operates it. He's destined to collapse. And what that means is that the main source of shopping online is going to be gone, as the stores locally will be gone. We won't have much of anything left because people aren't going to create a toilet paper store. That is actual pure capitalism, if you didn't understand that. We've never had real capitalism in America. We've had an extortion economy. And it's similar to a middle market economy, where a middleman operation transfer from production companies to store companies. And that middleman market economy is what we had, and it's extortion because of the extra prices that have to be made for those who get paid to pass things on to the stores. But there won't be enough jobs available for people to get hired onto if coronavirus were to ever be fixed, cured, magically gone by drinking bleach or invincibility juice, as Trump Baldwin called it on SNL last Saturday. So, I mean, this isn't the time to hide in your homes. We have serious problems coming. And we have guys like Alex Jones saying that he's going to cannibalize his neighbors for his daughters. Not his son, not his wife, his daughters. And how are his daughters going to handle when they find out that their boyfriends, assuming they have boyfriends and not girlfriends, Alex Jones, what will they find out what will they do to their dad when they find out that they're eating their boyfriends? Let alone the fact of how do we repopulate the world with just daddy? So the news did not cover that part of Alex Jones. They just focused on the cannibalism part. But Alex Jones was far more insidious in that comment than others even dared go down. I have no problem. I'll go down. He's a sicko. So, I mean, we're headed for major collapse, major destruction, major death, major violence as we enter into survival of the fittest. And at first, we'll have police and National Guard that'll be able to stop a lot of it. But as they get sick, as they can't get supported financially because the governments don't have enough money to pay for first responders, fire departments, police departments, medical doctors, or if they have to funnel all the money to medical to help all the people who are getting sick and have to take it away from fire and police. Do you see what's going to happen? I mean, Utah has $1 billion surplus, but they just don't want to spend it. And so I can see full well Governor Herbert saying, I'm just going to take this $1 billion. Nobody's going to know, and we'll be destroyed anyway. Now, wouldn't surprise me. But, I mean, Mormons, you're all waiting for Nelson to say, hey guys, it's the second coming. I think it's time that we start building Zion, a place of refuge, place of peace, place of safety and non-violence, a refuge from the world. Remember that? Remember that scripture in the Doctrine and Covenants? Yeah, it doesn't exist. It's not the right church. They murdered the guy with that vision. And so, yeah, you're going to keep on waiting as you die. If you're going to wait for Nelson to finally announce, hey guys, God finally revealed to me that the coronavirus is very bad. Where's the line, Mormons? Where is your line when you finally say, you know what? This church isn't Jesus' church. I don't think I want to go back. If coronavirus were to ever go away. And it's not going away until a vaccine appears. And that's years down the road. If they had stopped it, stopped our borders, inspecting everybody that came in, whether it by land or by sea or air, we could have prevented it and we could have kept life going as normal. But Trump purposely brought it in and escalated it. It is now too late to stop it just by staying home. China and South Korea, they thought it was gone. Let everybody go back. It's back. They're having outbreaks. And so, yeah, you need a vaccine, period. Exclamation point. No questions. And so, I mean, how else do I word this to you guys to show you how serious and dire this is? I know I only have 2 listeners, and you both gave up by now, but we're doomed.